Right, well, I mean, this is very different to the first movie, and I'm just wondering how important it was for you both to ensure that be the case.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like the worst thing you can get in a sequel for me is like a rehash. It's just a copy of the first film where they just, the setups are the same and they just tweak the punchline, like that kind of thing. I'm not naming names, you can kind of do that yourself. But like, there are certain films that come out like that and then they're not great and then you wish they'd done something different with it. And so for me, that was the whole goal line on this. It was to do something different, to do something that was, bigger, more expansive, that would increase the scale, but also show that we wanted to evolve as filmmakers. So we wanted to push more and then try to get as much up on that screen as possible. And so, yeah, it was important for us to kind of expand that universe out. And by doing that and by taking it out of that building, it liberated us too, because suddenly we're in a position where we can be like, okay, well, what's stopping us from shooting a scene on a subway train? What's stopping us from shooting a car chase? We couldn't do a car chase in the first one. It's like, and then again, the cars would have fit in the location for one. But like, now we can do all of those things and we got complete freedom to do whatever we want.
As you said, it does expand to the streets and obviously, like say, car chases and stuff. And in the first one, I mean, obviously, this Indonesian setting is very important, but in this, it's vital, and you really get a flavour for the atmosphere of the place and everything like that. And as an Indonesian native and someone who's adopted it as his home, how important was that for you to show off the country to the world as well?
Gimana ya, maksudnya untuk kalau itu yang penting untuk kita bisa.
Saya sama Cecep dulu udah kelihatan budayanya Indonesia banget.
Yeah. Yang Cecep fight ya.
Cecep fight.
Okay, so he was saying about how like as an Indonesian, it's kind of like important to be able to kind of showcase some elements of culture. Like now, obviously, from my side, we are showing elements of Indonesian culture in there and just fusing it together with different ideas and different styles. So, like, as much as it's Indonesian, we put things in there then which are kind of from another universe, almost like, it's that idea of it never snows in Indonesia, but now we have snow in our film. So, I wanted to kind of bend the rules a little bit of what's possible there. But yeah, we included like elements like there's a Rayog performance, which is the festival when they're all wearing these sort of like animal costumes and masks. That's a very specific thing to Indonesia. So there's an opportunity for us to kind of showcase that and give a sense of color and flavor and sort of different styles that maybe for a foreign audience they find it exotic and beautiful and interesting. And then also we're talking about like silat, which is a huge part of the Indonesian culture and a huge part of Iko's life. And that idea of being able to have the final fight between him and Cecep being so intricately designed to be silat versus silat. That's like a great moment for him then. It's a great moment for us to kind of be able to show some of those expressions that he does in the beginning of the fight. They're so kind of steeped in that culture and they're so steeped in that idea of each form of silat coming from a different province. And so, yeah, it's a big thing for us then to be able to do that.
And I don't mean to embarrass Iko with this question, but I mean, not only is he a ridiculously skilled sort of silat performer and martial arts expert, but he's like a rock star as well. He's got this kind of charisma. He must have been a pleasure for you to direct.
Dibilang lo ada yang karisma kayaknya rockstar. And then dia pikir waktu gue direct lo kayaknya gue senang.
Iya, lo cinta sama gue.
Marah banget sama lo.
Lo cinta banget sama Indonesia, orang Indonesia ya.
Iya. Hanya lo.
Sorry, we were just saying about like I was winding him up saying like that you think that I might like enjoy working with him, but actually I'm just really angry with him all the time. It's this thing of like I see Iko as like kind of like a younger brother to me because we've worked together now on 3 films. It's over the course of like I've known him for about 7 years now, and so it's kind of this good relationship where like we don't let each other get an ego. We don't let each other kind of like get big-headed and stuff about what we do. It's this good right now. It's a good working relationship. Like we're happy to kind of keep working together, and like I can't like so when you say like a rock star thing, it's like it's a weird thing. It's like same with Joe Taslim. It's like with Joe, like when we're in Indonesia, you go out for dinner with Joe, and Joe Taslim right now is just known everywhere, like from the first movie, right? And so we go out for dinner, and it's like 100 girls want to have their photograph taken with him. But like when I'm hanging out with Joe, I get to see like all of his geeky stuff and things like that. I get to see how much of a nerd he is sometimes too. So it's like it's hard for me to kind of see him as this rock star type because for me he's just my little brother in a way.
And I mean, the film is incredibly accessible to, I mean, I know so many people that wouldn't usually see a martial arts film or get immersed in it that were just blown away by the Raid 1 and hopefully by the Raid 2 as well. What do you think it is about this franchise that is so appealing to such a broad audience?
I don't know, because like for me it was like this thing of like the first one came out, like it's a pretty hard edge film, it's a pretty brutal film, so I thought it would be a niche market. I thought it would be like really, really niche, but the way it's kind of had that response has been really great for us. I mean, like it's reassuring to me because now I know I don't need therapy, you know. It's like at least there's that respect. But I don't know, maybe it's the thing of when we do these action sequences, we try to film them in a way where there's detail there, where there's clarity there, and we try to kind of emulate. I've been trying to emulate like Peckinpah and John Woo for a long time now. And I still feel like I'm way off from reaching their skill set yet, but it's just going back a step in terms of how to present action in cinema. It's not innovative, it's just going back to the original roots of where it came from. Peckinpah pioneered it, John Woo took it another step forward, and basically somewhere along the way we all forgot about those. We all forgot about that, and then modern action cinema became close up, shaky cam, cuts every a couple of frames, like incomprehensible in terms of following the choreography and just filling it up with sound effects. And for me it's like a shame, because then you're taking away all of the skills that the choreographers have worked on, because they design these scenes so intricately, they work on them so precisely, and then it gets completely thrown away then by sometimes a director or an editor that really should have a couple of coffees less. So yeah.
And my final question is any chance of the Raid 3? Is this something you want to expand on, or will it be a new project, and will you collaborate again in the future anyway?
Yeah, the Raid 3 is something we want to do. Like I have an idea for it in my head already. It's probably not going to be for another 2 to 3 years yet, because I want to take a break from that. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to work together for 2 or 3 years, because like we're working on a project now with Joe Taslim, the geeky guy that gets loads of girls come up to him, and Timo Chianto is going to direct that. And so we're going to shoot that this year, and we're working on action choreography for it. And I'm going to produce then. And then after that, I got a couple of projects to set up in UK and London, and UK and US. And I'll always work with these guys. They'll always be my choreography team then, so yeah. If
you ever need anyone to come and get beaten up, I'd love to come in.
There you go. We could do that now. Yeah. If you want to punch.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you.